The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration and the Immigration and Customs Enforcement have equipped traffic lights with surveillance cameras around the nation, which means people like you and me are being watched. By the number of traffic lights outfitted with the cameras has not been released yet, but many people are not happy with what some call is the Big Brother effect. Here's RT correspondent Ashlee Banks with the story.
To the average person, this looks like a street light, but what you can't see with the naked eye is that the street light may come equipped with a surveillance camera that's watching your every move. That's right, federal contracting documents revealed the DEA and ICE have hidden an undisclosed number of surveillance cameras inside streetlights around the country. The DEA and ICE hired a Houston-based company. Christy Crawford, who co-owns Cowboys Streetlight Concealments with her husband, who is a Houston police officer, told the news website Courts, things are always being watched. It doesn't matter if you're driving down the street or visiting a friend. If government or law enforcement has a reason to set up surveillance, there's great technology out there to do it. According to reports, the DEA has paid Cowboys Streetlight Concealments $22,000 since June 2018. And ICE has paid the business $28,000 over the same time period. In addition to this new development, the DEA has placed surveillance cameras inside of traffic barrels. The agency also operates a network of digital speed display road signs that can automatically read anyone's license plates. Many people oppose this type of surveillance. The ACLU has come out against video surveillance, stating it hasn't proven to be effective and it's susceptible to abuse, potentially placing many people's lives at risk of facing discrimination. The ACLU says, according to a sociological study, Black people were between 1.5 and 2.5 times more likely to be surveilled than one would expect from their presence in the population. At this time, it is unclear how many cameras have been installed or where new installments will take place. However, experts say surveillance cameras in U.S. cities are expected to become more prevalent. In Washington, Ashlee Banks, RT.
Well, you know that I had to bring in our legal and media analyst here at RT America, Lionel. Thanks for joining me on this question. Lionel, are these hidden and not so hidden devices even legal? Is this Big Brother on steroids? And do you actually believe that it's really just for public safety?
Absolutely. Yes, yes, and no. This is Big Brother. This is Big Brother on steroids. And here's the best part. We're going to discuss this. We're going to do a great piece on this. Great information. This is what the average American says. Oh, okay, that's interesting. They're walking around in a home with Alexa and Siri and Echo. They're talking to their phones. They're being monitored at all times. They have smart TVs and green equipment. They are literally a walking surveillance module. They have RFID chips in them. In the city of New York, where I live, on every corner, this has been going on for years, we also have ShotSpotter. This is supposedly a device to help the police triangulate the sounds of gunshots. They're listening in. We've got now, there's no more toll booths. You don't have to have an easy pass. Just take a picture of it. We are awash in surveillance. And you're supposed to alarm, and I say you, we are supposed to alarm the average American citizen by saying, but they may have cameras. And a lot of people, Scottie, are going to say, well, if it's ICE, good. I've got nothing to hide. That's the biggest problem.
Well, but that's the thing, and let me play a little bit of devil's advocate here. If you're not doing anything wrong, then what do you care? I mean, these are just cameras that are in a light that can do good, and the fact is if you do have a runaway chase or if you are looking for somebody that's created crime, these can be very helpful to them. So, I mean, what can these cameras do that are actually very Big Brother infringement unless you're somebody that possibly is being followed by the government? I mean, I sound very Tom Cruise almost, Mission Impossible right now.
I got to take this. She said if you have nothing to hide, yeah, just go. They're going in your apartment right now. She says if you have nothing to hide,
I live across from the FBI. I expect to be surveilled at this stage. I mean, how do you not?
Scottie, the question you're asking is a very interesting legal question. Is there a reasonable expectation of privacy? And that has been answered or asked by the courts. But the reason why we lock our doors, the reason why we have shades, the reason why we lick the back of an envelope whenever we use mail, is because even though we have nothing to hide, we still like our privacy. And the drafters of the Constitution said that the Fourth Amendment and the various due process considerations apply even to, get this, people who have a lot to hide. People who are, because normally people who are guilty avail themselves. But let me also explain something. We're living right now in a world, the next generation is going to be born in captivity. And they're going to say they don't understand that 1984 was never intended to be an instruction manual. So what they're going to be doing is, they've never known a moment of peace. They're saying, what's the big deal? I'm going to tell you something. In Manhattan, every square inch is under surveillance. And what people are saying is, like you are, modified, I'm walking outside. What reasonable expectation of privacy do I have? I'm walking in the open. It's not in my home, my apartment, my car. I'm walking outside. But what happens if they're listening now? What happens if they're taking all of your data from your phone and sucking that up as well? Is that okay? Because what's happening right now is, this is Lionel's law, but law always lags behind technology. And before we even get to this, they're off and running. Do you have an Echo device at home, or Siri, or
my entire house? But that's the thing, Lionel. It actually helps me. Every room in my house has one. It's how I communicate with my children every day. There are perks to technology, and that's the counterbalance here. And wouldn't we want to have some of the things being surveilled in Times Square after all of the terrorist attacks? That it gives me peace to know that there's cameras on Times Square.
Absolutely, safety. Safety. And let me tell you something. I use GPS, and I love these systems, and I am basically telling the world in Big Brother or Deep State or Police State or Intel State, I'm telling everybody, here I am. This is what I'm doing. So a lot of times, and here's the real rub in this, sometimes surveillance is actually good. Sometimes, believe it or not, you can stick one of those devices. Is your child or your kids on your phone system? Find a phone. I wonder where they are tonight. I wonder where they're going. It's a great way to surveil parents and recalcitrant spouses and all types of stuff. So, believe it or not, this is something that we're not going to hear the end of. But I'm telling you right now, the genie is out of the bottle. It's over.
You know what? I can agree with you on that one. There's pros and cons to everything. It's like anything else.
Indeed.
It's just how you use it and what your motivation is. My motivation is having you on and telling us exactly what we can or can't do, or should do. Thanks for joining us, Lionel.
Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.